Math Blast 4. I can solve word problems involving multiplicative comparisons. A black umbrella costs $6. A red umbrella costs 3 times as much as a black umbrella. How much does a red umbrella cost? Write an equation with a symbol for the unknown number to represent the problem and solve for the unknown. We know that the black umbrella costs $6. I'll draw a tape diagram here to represent the black umbrella's cost. The red umbrella is 3 times as much as the black umbrella. So I'm going to draw 3 pieces of tape, each representing that $6. And so the total cost for the red umbrella is going to be 3 groups of 6. I can represent that with an equation by saying the red umbrella, R, is equal to 3 times the $6, 3 groups of $6. So the red umbrella is equal to $18. And I can make that statement here. The red umbrella costs $18. I can write numbers in standard, unit, and expanded form. The standard form is given to us with each digit in its own place value. 13,568 is the number. Unit form, I'm going to represent different units here. And so I'm going to say, I'm going to represent each of the digits as their own unit. So I'm going to note that as 1 10,000. I'm going to abbreviate. 3 thousands, 500s, 6 tens, and 8 ones. Now that's not the only way that I could represent the unit form. I could have put the 1 and the 3 together and said that's 13 thousands, 500s, 6 tens, 8 ones. Another way I might have said that was 13 thousands, 56 tens, 8 ones. And there are other ways also. The expanded form. The expanded form is going to use my unit form that I created here. It says, hey, each digit sits in its own place value, and I want to write the value of those numbers that are sitting in each of the place values. So I'm going to say 10,000, and I add each of these together, plus 3,000, plus 500, plus 6 tens is 60, plus 8 ones. I can round to the nearest specified whole number. Round 187,261 to the nearest 1,000. Show your work. I'm going to show my work with a vertical number line. Now, if I'm rounding to the nearest 1,000, I want to know how many thousands make up my number now. So if the biggest unit that I have is thousands, I would need 187 thousands. One more thousand would be 188 thousands. And the midpoint, the number that falls right between these two numbers, is 187,500. Now I want to place my number on the number line. It's going to be about here. 187,261. Since my number is laying lower than the midpoint, it's going to round down. Anytime the number lies below the midpoint, it will round down. If it lies at or above the midpoint, it will round up. So we can say 187,261 is about 187,000. On the back side here, decompose 5/6 into a sum of fractions with the same denominator. Use a model to justify your work. So I'm going to use a number bond here. I'm going to start with 5/6. And I want to decompose that. That means break it apart into a sum of fractions. So fractions that I can add together. They all have the same denominator. And I'm going to use unit fractions. Unit fraction would be 1 of the unit I'm talking about. So 1/6. It would take me 5 of those 1/6 to make my 5/6. So right now we're at 4/6, and one more would be 5/6. I can identify and construct parallel and perpendicular lines, line segments, and rays. Identify the ray below. All right, so a ray has an endpoint and then extends on in one direction. So here I see my ray, VS. So I'm going to say ray, VS. And it is important that we name it in that order. We always start our name of the ray at the endpoint and moving on into the direction that is extending. So next I have draw line RS parallel to line DL. So a line extends in both directions. And we're going to call this line RS. And so I can put my R on top and my S towards the bottom there, or I could have done that in the opposite direction. Because both ends extend, both ends have arrows there, then R and S could be written either way. We want it to be parallel. So parallel means never ever going to touch. They're equidistant apart at all places. To line DL. So here's my line DL. And again, I can put D at this point and L here, or I could have put L and then D. Draw ray ZQ perpendicular to line segment TV. Again, a ray has a point and then extends in one direction. And it is important that we name this one with the point being Z and the extending end as Q. Okay? Again, because the ends are not the same, we can't change the letter order. We want that to be perpendicular. So perpendicular means it's going to intersect at a special point that creates right angles, 90-degree angles, to line segment TV. So perpendicular intersecting at this special point that's creating right angles all the way around here. And it's a segment, so it's going to have endpoints at both ends. And we want to call that TV. So I'm going to put my T here and my V here. But again, both ends were the same. So I could have put my V where I put my T and my T where I put my V if I wanted to. That doesn't matter. That's all for today, math friends.